next topic. So the next topic is integration. Okay, so I just stated that. So I'm looking at API testing. I'm looking at load and performance and volume. I'm looking at automation. I'm looking from a standpoint of test case automation, business process automation. When I come with a commercial tool, I have something that should be already integrated. I say should be because some tools have grown by purchasing other tools. So some tool sets have grown by purchasing other tools, and that integration may not be as clean, but there is a path to an integration.
Correct.
For open source, your thoughts?
Well, open source tools nowadays are, you can take different types of tools and build what's considered to be an ecosystem, whereby one tool is able to talk to another tool, even though these tools may be developed or supported by different companies or different groups or different communities. So nowadays, the integration of open source tools is a commonality or a roadmap for a particular tool. And if a tool does not provide integration with other tools, then that tool primarily doesn't have a long life. I agree with you in the sense or in the space whereby you would have a integration solution like Azure. Can I name a particular tool?
Okay.
A cloud-based solution whereby it has a complete CI/CD solution. But there again, when they hand you that bill and you're paying anywhere from $10,000 to whatever it is per month in order to support that combination of tools, you can relatively provide a cheaper solution with open source tool, be it Jenkins, TeamCity, or whatever the case may be, that allows tools to communicate with each other. Different tools are, the primary focus is tools and their ability to communicate with each other.
But again, I think that you had mentioned to me before, which again, and you were talking about common languages.
Correct.
And so it's more about that. You're saying it's more about that than it is about the tools, or not?
Right. It is. It's more about, remember back in the day when Windrunner and QTP was de facto. So what Mercury, I assume that they did, they took a basic principle of a language and then expanded upon it. Windrunner was built around C. QTP was quote unquote built around Visual Basic and proprietary languages. We don't have that anymore. And Selenium, the creators of Selenium, which is open source in case you didn't know, and it's free, they basically broke that mold and that model. And so now with Selenium, I can do it in Java, I can do it in C, I can do it in C++, I can do it in C#, I can do it in Python. So I have a commercialized tool that's already been vetted, or in that commercialized, an open source tool that supports a commercialized or widely used language, whereby I don't have to depend on a proprietary language anymore. I don't have to call anybody to ask them how to create a particular block of code or whatever the case may be. All I do is I go out to this thing called the internet.
Okay, the internet again. Okay, all right.
And there are code snippets out there. So yes, the fundamental skill set of an automator has changed, whereby now the automator has to understand more of a white box testing as opposed to black box testing, and depend more on the individual skill sets as opposed to the actual tool or somebody else to design and develop a solution to them.
Okay, but again, let's go back to that because I think we hit on a point there. And again, it goes back to the automator.
Yep.
Okay. And a lot of organizations, which you and me both know, you and I, that skill set of the automator, Because again, as you like to say, it's this, you're creating this ecosystem. So now I've got JUnit, and I've got Selenium, and I've got, again, Selenium only works on web, and I've got whatever else I'm going to have, and now I may have to script something out in Python or whatever other language to do something on a fat client, and I may need to do, you know, whatever else I've got to do. We're creating this ecosystem of all these tests, which takes a wide-ranging knowledge base for an individual. Now, in both of our, I'm not going to speak for you. In my case, I don't see a lot of those people out there.
You are correct.
You know, and where I go back to is what the tool then provides is it provides for the individual who is doing the automation not to be so wide-ranging in various different pieces.
You are correct.
And architectures and knowledge and different pieces. So it allows them to do that. Now, me and you both know that it's, you know, that in this marketplace, if you, with all those skills that you have all of that, you're a very strong individual, you're in the minority from that perspective than the majority of what automators are out there. So we're going to move on from that. Okay. But again, so no, we're going to move on.
Okay, let me add this. Selenium has WinLinium. So now the open source community is developing a tool specifically for Win32 APIs that actually communicate with desktop apps on top of Windows.
Okay.
So they're again free.
Free. Okay,